Hi, my name is Ayana Handy. This is Journal Entry 4. We're going to start with the major events in the character development. Major event. In character development. So, basically, Gandalf and the Hobbit and the dwarves, they go into the forest after they escape from the goblins' wrath, and they see these wolves, or they hear them, and they call the dwarves. And they start hiding in this tree, and one of the dwarves winds up being there and like, hey, I'm allies with the Great Goblin, and you killed the Great Goblin, so let's get them, Goblin buddies, come on, we got him. So they're all in this tree, and they have them surrounded, and the goblins burn the trees, and they think they have them. And then Gandalf's trying to fend off himself and his friends with these fireball pine cones, and things aren't looking good for them. These trees are on fire, and it's about to be their end. But Lord of the Eagles swoop down and rescue them. Yay! Cliche. Lord of the Eagles are these eagles. They were in the forest and they're really big, and they befriended Gandalf because Gandalf helped them out in their conflict one long time ago. So Lord of the Eagles fly them down to the forest, and it's like, hey, we'll stop here even though we can't really stay with you the whole way, and we really don't do battles with fire-breathing dragons. We'll stop here. Gandalf will forever in your debt. Let's go. So they drop him off there, and Gandalf kind of has another friend. He's like, hey, this doesn't end here. We need shelter, we need food, and we need it fast. I know Beorn. Beorn is this human who can turn into a bear, and he doesn't really like people, but Gandalf winds up tricking him into letting the 13 dwarves himself and the Hobbit in for shelter. Beorn kind of enjoys their stay and winds up giving them his ponies and food and all that other stuff and all the other good stuff. Yeah. So he tells them that the goblins and the wolves and the wargs are there, and they're still out for vengeance. You know, you killed some of their wargs, and you killed a great goblin, and you injured Lord of the Wargs. You just made a mess. You guys gotta go. But I'll give you supplies, and I'll walk you to the forest. And this forest is like this really dark, creepy forest that they have to go through. It's their only way through this path. They don't have another way around unless they want to venture for like another other months to go back around. And Gandalf stops there too. It's a very somber moment for me or any reader out there. That Gandalf leaves them and they're kind of like helpless. They have no big wizard to rescue them from their peril. And we knew Gandalf was going to leave sometime, so he does. And they wind up going through this forest, and it's not so sweet for them as well. On their way through this path, they have to stick with this path. The lakes are creepy. If you drink from the water, if you eat from the food, it could be terrible. You know, this lake is dangerous. Well, this place is dangerous. Overall, the forest is just creepy. These hunters wound up trying to hunt these deers, and it made a mess. Bombur is trying to get over this boat. He was the last one. He was the biggest one. He always has to be the last. And he winds up falling over into the lake, and the lake puts him in a deep sleep for weeks. Then he wakes up and talks about this glorious feast that he dreams about these elves and their feasting, and it was so wonderful and abundant, and we need to go there. He really wanted to go. But the dwarves wound up carrying him for about weeks again. And they're like, shut up, Bombur, come on, talking about feast. But he was telling the truth. The Elven King and the elves were having a feast, and they saw this feast for about 3 times, and they interrupted it 3 times. The Elven King and his friends were trying to get away from them. And in that moment, they were captured by giant spiders. Yay! But Bilbo had his trusty old ring, and his ring got him out their troubles. Bilbo put on the ring. He was invisible. Wound up having the spiders chase him. He fended them off, killed a couple, even rescued all the dwarves. And when they rescued all the dwarves came out. They killed a couple of spiders, and the spiders never bothered them again. But where was Thorin? Thorin was captured by the Elven King. Yay, another capture and kidnap. No, it wasn't wonderful because the Elven King and the elves wound up capturing the other dwarves. Bilbo was alone again. It was up to him to save the day again. But he had a trusty ring, so he was invisible. And this butler and this guard was getting drunk off a strong Elven King liquor. And they passed out. Bilbo stole the key, unlocked the cages, and after Thorin was about to lose all hope and spill about all their secrets and about the treasure, they wound up escaping. And then Bilbo put them in these barrels to, because these guards were about to come down, and then the barrels wound up being pushed, and so did Bilbo, and they fell into this huge lake, and this lake ran, for days and days until the coast was clear from these guards, from these elven guards. and they wandered in a city called Lake Town. The Lake Town people fully supported the dwarves and the Hobbit of their adventure and how they were going to kill Smaug and get back their treasure. So they gave him a couple of ponies and supplies, and it's like, hey, get on your way. We love you. We support you. That was about to change. So they go to these mountains, and the dwarves and the Hobbit find the secret passageway, the tunnel. Yay, all along, this is what we were doing it for. We're going to kill Smaug, get back our treasure. Like, they didn't open like the door for like days. It took Bilbo, the smart person, to figure it out. When the moon hit the door, they find a little opening, a little key slot. So Thorin puts in his trusty old key, and they make Bilbo put on his ring again and see what's in the tunnel. All up to Bilbo, man. But he finds Smaug asleep with one eye open, and he hears them, and he smells the stupid hobbit, and he's like, hey, I killed your ponies, I ate them, and I chased a dwarf. Alright? You guys aren't gonna get anywhere. You're trying to get revenge on me and take back your city? Please. Alright? Shut up. I'm a fire-breathing dragon. And he's sleeping on like a big pile of gold, so they found the treasure. It wasn't really that hard or complicated. And then Smaug got so angry at Bilbo since he was kind of tormenting him. He was invisible and he really couldn't find him. And he couldn't get through the secret passageway because it was way too small for him. So he just ventures to Lake Town and starts taking his anger out on all of them. And so he does. And Bard, trusty old Bard, he was defending his city with his bow and arrows and was like, we're going to kill Smaug no matter what. I'm never giving up on my city. And someone whispers in his ear, we still don't know who that person is. Thank you, J.R.R. Tolkien, for never telling us. It really messes with my head, but I think it's Gandalf. Someone whispers in his ear and was like, hey man, on the dragon's like armor on his left breast, it is open and it's snagged. You need to kill shot there on your last arrow. So Bard was like, yes, my last arrow, I will do it. And he kills Smaug. Trusty old shot. And then they're like, hey, we killed Smaug. We're the people of Lake Town. We supported the dwarves, and they probably got Smaug out to kill us. We hate them. We're going to get the gold now. And so they went out to venture for the gold. And Thorin wound up hearing about this from his trusty old raven friend. Yes, ravens can talk. Birds can talk, and so do eagles and wolves. Personification. And so then the Raven tells them about how they're coming with armies and stuff, and how they really need to, like, figure this out. So Thorin called Dane, his trusty old cousin, who are bigger, stronger dwarf armies. And Bilbo, when they're looking through this palace, Bilbo finds the Arkenstone, which is worth more than anything. And it was Thorin's prized possession. And so he kind of sneaks into the night, and to put peace among his brethren, upon the Elven King and the dwarves, he gives them the Arkenstone. He's like, hey, they don't really know I'm doing this, but I'm trying to resolve the battle. And he did. Thorin got awfully mad, but Gandalf wound up being there at night and told Bilbo that, hey, you need to go back there. You did a good job, buddy. Did you hear what's happening? Bilbo didn't know, and Gandalf kind of says, oh, well, your raven friend didn't tell you everything. Alright, just be prepared for it. Gandalf never tells him. But Gandalf never tells him that there's these huge goblin armies and wolf armies that are out for vengeance still. Yes, they're still out for vengeance. But it wound up being this huge war between the Elven King and the dwarves and the other dwarves and the goblins and the wolves. It's a lot. And just when they were about to lose this war, the Lord of the Eagles swooped down again and rescued them, and victory is theirs. Somber moment again. Killian Silly dies. Thorin dies. Not good. But they do get the kingdom back. Dane, Thorin's cousins, wind up king of this newfound kingdom, and then everything's back to normal again. Bilbo ventures back with Gandalf, back to his old hobbit hole, and he goes into Rivendell and experiences the wonderfulness of them. And since he's back in this hobbit hole, he figures out they're auctioning off his stuff. He has to wind up buying all his crap back, which sucks, because he just got all his gold, a 1/14th share of it, and then he has to buy all his stuff back. But people were surprised that people would buy. No hobbits go on any adventures, especially if they make it. But that was it. They wound up going to a war, got all their stuff back, and everything was back to normal. They did it. Killed Smaug and got the gold. Happily ever after. It really wasn't a happily ever after ending. But we're going to get to the next question. That was major event, character development, and we're going to see you in part 2 of Journal 4. Alright.